Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Climate Dispatch. I'm Johanna Miller, Energy and Climate Program Director at the Vermont Natural Resources Council. This week, my colleague Lauren Hurl and I are joined by Representative Amy Sheldon, Chair of the House Environment and Energy Committee. We're really excited to have Representative Sheldon with us today because there are a lot of really pressing environmental and climate-focused issues this session. We're looking forward to talking to you a lot more about them. Lauren's going to mention some of them, but really importantly and excitingly, Representative Sheldon and her committee took up the Renewable Energy Standard bill this week, yesterday, starting with some very important testimony. As you've heard, as you know, we need a renewable energy standard to undergird our electric portfolio as we move to electrify a lot more of our heating, transportation, and power needs. So really exciting, and I really want to hear from Representative Sheldon about what you heard, or who you heard from, and what you hope for at the beginning of this session.
Yeah, thanks Joey for that introduction. This week, the House Environment and Energy Committee did take up the Renewable Energy Standard. We focused on the working group and the results of an off-session group that came together to meet over the non-session months. And they actually ended up coming with kind of the framework for an agreement that they've brought to us. This week we heard from a lot of the stakeholders involved in that process and learned about the basics of the Renewable Energy Standard as it exists today, some of the big places that they have agreement on, and they will be bringing us kind of more detailed information next week that we can work with, and we'll be hearing more from other stakeholders that we haven't heard from yet.
That's great. So, of course, Renewable Energy Standard, big priority this week. The environmental community released our environmental common agenda of priorities. So we will certainly be back with you, Chair Sheldon, to talk about some of those other things, including big climate resilience initiatives, especially coming out of the flooding, important work we need to do on watershed management and other things. Act 250 reform, I know is going to be a hot topic soon in your committee. So lots of big things we'll be back to talk with you about. But this week, our call to action, like we always like to end with, is to contact your representatives to let them know that you support updating the Renewable Energy Standard. That's moving quickly and well so far, which is great, and grateful for your leadership, Chair Sheldon. Off session, tons of work that went into getting to this place. So thank you for that, and thank you all for making your voices heard, and we'll be back with you next week. Thanks.